Russian troops once again carried out a massive combined strike on the enemy's energy facilities in western Ukraine. The best results were achieved in Rivne, where a Kh-101 air missile with cluster submunitions hit a city substation. A substation in Ternopil was another successful target among energy facilities. The Ukrainian air defense managed to shoot down several drones, while others successfully hit the target, resulting in power outages. Combined strikes on AFU facilities in Odessa region also continued throughout the week. The targets of the raids were port infrastructure, temporary deployment points, and air defense positioning areas. Meanwhile, the AFU once again attacked Russia's old territories with Western weapons. An airfield in Kursk came under attack from cluster submunition missiles, most of which were shot down, with minor damage to the runway. The AFU also attacked an oil depot in Kaluga with drones. Several tanks were damaged. The fire was quickly eliminated. The infamous Atlas oil storage facility of the State Reserve in Rostov region came under attack again. As a result of several drone detonations, at least 2 tanks caught fire. Firefighting is still ongoing. The Crimean Peninsula was not spared by the AFU. This time, the enemy tried to hit energy facilities and military airfields. As a result of the combined attack, 25 drones and 2 Neptune anti-ship missiles were shot down. There were no consequences on the ground. On the Kursk direction, Russian troops continued to gradually deoccupy of the region. In the Koronevo district, the Russian forces took control of a number of forest belts south of Kremyannoy. And in the Sudza district, they managed to advance near Kamyshevka and in the Nechayev area. In the Slobozhanska direction, the enemy consolidated in the area of the Vovchansk aggregate plant during a series of attacks. To the northeast of the city, the AFU abandoned some of its positions in the fields, moving to more favorable areas. In the Kupiansk-Svatove direction, there were reports of the Russian armed forces forcing the Oskil River near Dvorishna. To the southwest of Stelmakhivka, assault groups occupied forest belts on the western bank of the Zherebets River. In the Lyman direction, fighting continued near Pervomaisk and Kapanki, where both sides regularly transfer reinforcements. At the same time, Russian units are gradually pushing the enemy out of Terny, advancing under constant attacks by AFU drones. In the Siversk direction, fighting is continuing at the Bilohorivka-Verkno-Kamyanska line. Russian troops managed to advance in the Serebryansky-Awai forestry, advancing towards Rihorivka. In the Artemovsk direction, south of Chasiv Yar, the AFU counterattacked the Dove 2 tract. Russian troops retaliated by occupying the territory of the Orlovskoye tract and also penetrated the AFU defense in the Novi district. On the Oleksandro Kalinovi direction, fierce fighting continued in several neighborhoods of Toretsk. Over the week, Russian assault groups were able to expand their zone of control in the central part of the city. In the Pokrovsk direction, Russian armed forces were able to advance in Lysivka, east of Novohrodivka. The presence of Russian servicemen is recorded on the southern bank of the local pond in the west of the village. The situation was also developing dynamically on the southern flank, where Petrivka was liberated. Later, Russian fighters were seen already 3 kilometers to the northwest, in the center of Zhoft, as well as to the south. The Russian forces also achieved significant successes in the Kurak-Hov direction. There, the assault groups advanced in the central part of Kurak-Hov, as well as in the fields southeast of the city. To the south, in the area of the Suki Yali River, Ilinka and neighboring Yelizavetivka came under the control of the Russian armed forces. Later, Russian units managed to advance in nearby fields as well. The configuration of the front in the Vremivka direction has changed. Russian servicemen broke through to the central part of Rozdolin and knocked the AFU out of part of the occupied positions. Fierce clashes lasted in the vicinity of Velika Novosilka. Ground kamikaze drones were also actively used to destroy the enemy's temporary deployment sites. And, to the southwest, Russian armed forces units knocked the AFU out of positions in the pocket between Rivnopil and Novodarivka. Further advancement will open the way for Russian troops towards Novopol and Highway O-00510. In the Zaporizhia direction, the AFU again shelled civilian infrastructure. Russian troops responded with strikes on the identified enemy firing positions. The Kherson direction also came under enemy shelling. The most high-profile was the attack on Nova Kakhovka, which killed 5 people and wounded 21 others.